One day you're going to be in a room with a girl that you already met before. You want to approach her again, but you can't. Why? Since you're like me in certain ways, I'm betting the first time you met her, you got so ahead of yourself of conversation you were going to make that you neglected to process her name after hello. Most simply, it comes down to your listening skills. You're 18. It's your first semester in college. A few weeks ago, you told me that for your first college paper, you chose me as your audience. I'm touched. So in return, I'm asking you to tune in for just about 6 minutes as I explain the importance of listening skills, my change project, and why this applies for the rest of your life to you as well. Some quick background. At the start of the semester, I did a bit of research on communication skills, specifically listening. I realized that one of my weakest points is what I consider one of my greatest strengths. So I have a confession to make. I have a rapid thought problem. Furthermore, it's highly likely that you suffer from it too. In layman's terms, rapid thought comes down to the fact that the average person speaks about 145 words per minute on average, but the mind processes it about 3 times that amount. This makes it tempting for people, especially for me, to take a point in the conversation and run with it to the next idea in their mind, or even dreadfully interrupt instead of listening to the person speaking. Quick, press play. Here's an example because I want to make sure that you truly understand. I find it difficult when I ask people for driving directions. While it's true that some people suck at giving directions, there's some blame on me because I get bored hearing people speak slowly and start envisioning the road or anticipating another question I have. So I get lost. So, my approach to attacking this change project was thinking smarter. I was on an 8-week timeline to work on my rapid thought problem. I've been tracking my progress by a rubric, and because I'm looking for improvement, not perfection, it's a realistic goal. By the end of the presentation, you should be able to see the positive energy I put into my project and the rewards I've gained and am continuing to gain. I want you to see my rubric because it captures the organization and realism that should be put into all goals. It was personalized to my weak areas in rapid thought. The simple 1 to 5 or 1 to 10 checkoff allowed me to fill it out in just a couple minutes. This made it easy for me to move it up from 3 times a week to every day of the week. So for the first couple weeks, I think I did really well. I was aware of my goal, keeping up my rapid thought change project by filling out my rubric and making a conscious effort to stay focused in listening scenarios. I felt like a better listener. I felt like a better socializer, a better student. Overall, I felt like it harmonized my life much better. I gave myself a pat on the back. That didn't last. By week 4, I saw myself struggling. Midterms piled in. Balancing the basics became a bit difficult, so my change project fell to the back of the priority list. It was easier for me to rush people to get to the point of what they were saying or fast forward lectures if I understood what was being said. I think this is a big problem with students and goals. I realized that rapid thought is one of those goals that requires constant monitoring and effort in order to make a change. Sometimes that can get overwhelming. What is necessary is productivity and creativity at the same time. For this, there needs to be a balance between challenges and leisure, aka flow. Going back to the point I made about balance, in conjunction with my change project, I've been taking a MOOC. Sounds like a Pokemon to me, but it's a massive open online course from the University of Berkeley on the science of happiness, and I've been taking this for the past few weeks. It actually taught me about flow and mental health, which is a huge component that I've been using throughout the weeks. The MOOC has taught me that there are certain actions and self-awareness measures we can take to be happier. It sounds difficult, but I've been implementing this through my mental health habits. This has helped my rapid thought change because I see myself focusing more on people as well, not just what they're saying. So I think it expanded my change project. Week averages for my points: 22, 20, 10 during midterm week, 17, 19, 18, and not on here, 23, 27, and I'm at 23 again right now. This shows that I can make improvement, not be perfect, because I never scored a 50. It's never too late to learn something new or work towards self-improvement. With this said, no one is perfect, especially when it comes to communication. I applied communication competence to my project, especially during lectures. I would tell myself, don't assume you understand everything that's being said, and by focusing more, I picked up things I wouldn't have picked up before. Now, how can you achieve this, you may ask? Talk to yourself. Not exactly like Senor Dos Equis over here, because the point is not self-affirmation. Genuine interpersonal communication will help you find weak points in yourself to work on. Successful and happy people never stop growing and learning, and that's why it's just endless. Take risks. I don't need to remind you because you manage just fine, but I'll remind you anyway. Take risks, make mistakes. It's one of the best ways to challenge yourself. I did this by opening up my mind and my ears. It's scarier. It's easier to not listen. Things don't need to be perfect. Just look at my results from earlier. I'm happy because interpersonal communication and practicing mental health habits helped me after I learned that rapid thought is one of those projects that when you do very badly, you realize it and you feel like it's never going to change. But you have to focus on the good and the balance. Press play again.
So I want to be in Hawaii. So what do you think? Okay, I should be there. Is this Antarctica? This Italy. Now I'm gonna go back to Hawaii. I was in Hawaii.
I showed you that video to remind you to have fun, even with the serious things. By improving your rapid thought, you can focus on the personal relationships and the professional ones. Here, work and play come together to make a flow. So set smarter goals, dedicate to practicing communication competence, and you'll manage much more than remembering a girl's name.